if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song for her awesome show. Her show is cool and it's lots of fun, so get your popcorn ready, everyone. Who will she interview on her show today? The Jonas Brothers or Nick Lachey? It's the Awesome Ashley Show. The Awesome Ashley Show. The Awesome Ashley Show.
Hi, welcome to the Awesome Ashley Show. Today I have Ben Fogg. He's been on plenty of times, and we wanted to see what he has for new adventures.
I've been on plenty of times, but I don't think I've ever worn socks like these, right?
Right. Those are pretty nifty socks.
Yeah, it's fun. How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, it's great to.
How are you?
It's great to see you.
How have you been? You've been in the paper.
I've been in the paper. Yeah. Yeah, I've been good. Life's been good.
You got
Been really busy.
you got a new dog. Well, actually, kids. I call Romo my kid. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have two sons. Yeah. So Frank, who's 12 and a half, who is a dog for our viewers out there. So he's our with Frank. He's 12 and a half, and then we have Augustus, and he's 6 months old, and he's part lab and he's part shepherd. And he's really cute, but his name's Augustus Charles Fogg, but we call him Gus.
You call him Gus, right?
I call him Gus. I call him Gussie. Yeah, but he's a good boy. He's very different from.
Does Frank and him get along?
When we first got Gus, Gus was, he weighed, I don't know, 5 pounds. He was, teeny tiny. He was like.
Yeah, and I saw the video. You're like, I saw one video on Facebook. You're like, go get the ball, go get the ball.
Yeah, he wasn't having that.
It's like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, but no. So like when we first got him, Gus was he loved Frank and he always wanted to play, and Frank just was not interested. Yeah. Now, I feel like Frank and Gus they get along pretty well. Like I mean, it's really fascinating actually. Like so when we first got Gus, one time Gus was drinking. He drank out of Frank's water dish.
I bet Frank did like that.
Frank wouldn't drink out of the water dish anymore. He wouldn't drink out of that dish. Now, they'll both drink out of the same dish at the same time. They'll both sit on the couch together, take naps. Frank will be like laying down on the couch. Gus will he'll take a nap on top of him. So again, I don't think, if Frank, were to write out his 5 best friends, I don't know if Gus would be like his best buddy. But I think Frank understands, because Frank's a beagle, and he understands that Gus is part of the pack. He's part of the pack, and so he's accepting of Gus, and so
it takes him a while to get used to it.
Yeah, so they get along pretty well. But I mean, for a while, it's I don't have any kids, but man, for a while we were waking up in the middle of the night. Gus
See, dogs
was
are like kids. I'm telling you.
Well, they're definitely a lot of work. Yeah, probably not as much work as kids, but they are. Dogs are a lot of work, and a puppy is a lot of work. Having to train them. Having to wake up in the middle of the night to let them outside when they're barking, they don't sleep through the night, stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, so for February, March, April, May was just, I feel like we didn't sleep much. Now that school's done, and Gus is just over 6 months old, he's starting to kind of mellow out a little bit. Yeah. But he's a really good dog. He's a good dog.
That's awesome.
We love our boys.
How's your career going with school?
My career, so school's been great. I just finished up my second year teaching. This year.
What do you teach now?
So this year I worked at the middle school of the Kennebunks, and it's a wonderful school. I mean, last year was a great school too. I worked at Socopee Valley Middle School last year, and that was my first year teaching. But this year I was able to find a job a little bit closer to home. So instead of driving an hour and 10 minutes to get to work every day, now I only have to drive 20-25 minutes. But I taught 6th grade science and social studies at middle school of the Kennebunks, and it's a great school. Great school, great kids. It's a wonderful community. Some really awesome teachers. We had some great administrators. So it was just a really fun year. I taught 8th grade last year, so there's definitely a difference in terms of where students are.
Does this fit you better though? Does this?
Than when I worked at University of New England?
Yes.
Yeah. I think, and I had a wonderful career at University of New England. I worked there for about 8 years or so. I worked in undergraduate admissions, I worked in graduate admissions, I worked in student affairs. So I worked in a bunch of different, academic settings and with college students. But I feel like, working at a middle school, working with students all the time, it's just really rewarding. It's very, very challenging, and it's very, very draining. It can be very draining. Like when I get out of work at 2:30, I'm exhausted. But it's rewarding because you meet a lot of great kids and a lot of great parents. And I don't know, I just think about how I'm where I am in my life because of people who helped me along the way. Parents, teachers, coaches, and I feel like if I'm able to be a positive influence on a kid, whether
That's a great way to look at it.
It's a great life. Yeah. So whether I'm teaching them in a classroom setting, teaching them social studies, or I'm doing like a music thing or something, it's just awesome. Yeah. So I feel very, very blessed to be in the position that I'm in.
Now, do you still do Ben and the Peanut Butter Problem?
Yeah, I do some gigs. Yeah, and that's partly why I wanted to get into teaching too, because I knew that I had this kind of knack and this interest in music and the arts and performing, and so I wanted to have more time to be able to devote to that. And so, during the summer, I have quite a bit of free time where I'm able to, play at campgrounds. Today I'm playing at a library in Kennebunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
how do you find your gigs? Like, do they just find you, or do you contact them and say, "Hey, come listen to me"?
Hey, yeah. So that's a great question. Sometimes people will contact me. I don't have a website, but I do. All of my music is on. I have it on SoundCloud. It's on iTunes. It's on CD Baby, so people can
on
like.
YouTube too.
It's on YouTube. Yeah. So people can like listen to and download stuff. So people probably find me that way. I'm on Instagram and and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and all that stuff too.
I haven't figured out LinkedIn yet, but I
don't.
I mean, I have an account, but my friend helped me set it up because it's a really cool website, so people can find you and know what you do. It's
Right.
more of a business website though.
It is.
So I was like not really into it.
I'm not gonna take a picture of like your macaroni and cheese and be like, oh, look what I had for lunch, kind of like they do on Facebook. And I never quite understood that,
But I found this.
Oh yeah.
Cleaning my room.
That is.
And that was like a long time ago.
So when did I? Yeah. So this was I remember this. There's a picture of me on the back. So now my hair's all gray, but this is when I had really dark hair.
Yep.
I think I was about 23 in that picture. And this illustration, I do my own illustration. So this is one of the first.
And you still do it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still do my own illustrations. And then I love this. I was looking through this, and this is an article that was. This was an article that was in the newspaper about me. I don't know, over 10 years ago. My hair's long, and it's all about how I got into being creative, music, art, writing poems, stuff like that, because I used to struggle.
And it talks about
with anxiety.
It talks about your anxiety too, because it says it right in the title.
Yeah, and for me, and I remember the first time. This was a long time ago, but the first time you had me on your show, I was so nervous and I was so self-conscious, and I don't know. This is really cool to look at.
Yeah.
I don't know, 12, 15 years later.
See how far you have come.
Yeah.
Between then and now.
Yeah. Because I know why I do this. I know why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And it's and when I see stuff like this, it's like, yeah, this was, now while it's not the same struggle that it used to be, I feel like I still get anxious about things, but I feel like I manage it very well now. But yeah, and I feel like this is the part that I like to share when I perform, because I think everybody has something.
It's great to have that look back and be like, hey, I've gotten a lot better at so and so, and like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and everybody has something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like everybody has an obstacle. I know that you've had surgeries and you had lupus a couple of years. So you're fighting your battles with things.
And it took me forever to grow my hair back, because that was part of lupus.
Yeah.
Is like you lost your hair, and I was like, oh my God, am I ever gonna get back? Like I was at the stage
looks good
where
now.
I'm like, I don't think I look like a boy.
No.
So it finally grew back. So it's back to where it was. But I've come a long way from
Absolutely.
then and now. So.
And I think what makes the stuff that you do so great is that, there's probably not. I would venture that most of the people who watch your show and see you, they don't experience what you experience. Having to wheel around in a wheelchair and having the multiple surgeries. Mm-hmm. So they can't. They don't know exactly what you've gone through.
That's a good point.
But what they can do is they can empathize with you, and they can think about different challenges that they've had in their life because they have something too. Whether it's, I don't know, some people struggle with weight, some people struggle with depression, anxiety, whether it's a physical, like a impairment or injury or, alcoholism, just different things that people experience in life. And I think cancer, yeah. So this is all very real stuff. And so I think that's why people can really relate to and empathize with you, because you're doing what you're doing, in spite of the different of the different challenges that you face. And so I think that's why your story is.
That's an awesome way to put it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. But what were they saying though? We're talking about. We're talking about teaching. Yeah, teaching. Yeah. Teaching's great. And I don't know. This summer, actually,
how many gigs? I mean, I know you have a gig today, but how many gigs do you usually have in the summer? Because you have more free time in the summer.
Yeah,
and
it depends.
School's out, so.
Depends. I feel like typically, usually every year, I usually add another gig or two, because people will hear about me through social media, or and that was your question, like how do people find me? Like sometimes I reach out to them. Yep. And I say, hey, this is what I do. Here's my websites. Check them out if you're interested. If this is something that you think that your school could benefit from, or daycare or campground, let me know. I'd love to come and perform. But I would say that typically, 15 or 20 gigs a year or so. And
I saw your recent article. Can you tell us a little bit about why you were in there? Like why you were in the article?
I'm trying to remember which one. What? I think it was.
I can't think of what. I have it in my room, but it's hung up in my room. I can't think of what.
It was. It was in like, I don't know if it was the Journal Tribune.
It's for Journal Tribune.
Or the. I can't think of the other. Like the Courier.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. No, it was the Courier. That's right.
Yeah.
They were talking.
Yeah, it was just. It was a story about. I think it was about how now I'm teaching in the classroom and I'm using some of this music to kind of connect with
kids,
connect with students. Yep. Yeah, and like this year, it's been such a great opportunity because working in Kennebunk, I had an opportunity early in the year to be on a committee, and on this committee, there's a bunch of teachers, there's the assistant superintendent of schools, there's a superintendent, and so when I started the school year, I didn't know anybody in the district really. I didn't know any of the teachers, but I knew that it's probably in my best interest to try to
get to know them.
To try to get to know people, to try to get to know people. And my goal as a teacher this year was, one, connect with the kids, and to just have a small, or I should say, just try to have a small positive impact on the school system. And so, and I was trying to think, how can I do that? And so I had the wonderful opportunity earlier this May and in June to perform at some of the elementary schools. The superintendent of schools, her name is Katie Hawes, and she knew that I did music, and she reached out to me. She heard a couple of my songs. I think she has some young kids. I don't know if they like my songs or not. I hope they do. But she heard some of my songs. She's like, this is great, And so she asked me if I'd be interested in performing at some of the elementary schools within the district, and I did, and it was great. It was great. So
That's cool.
So yeah, I feel like it's been a really positive year. Not just with like that stuff with music, but just with working in the school and working with the different colleagues that I have, because it's such a wonderful staff of people, of teachers and staff members, and the kids are great too.
That's cool that you're able to fit both passions in your life, music and teaching. Because those are. Yeah. That's how we met. Like you taught. Like you didn't. I think you were a substitute teacher at the time when we met, but then you told me about your music, and then I told you about the show, and then so that's how.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, just wake up every day and continue to take steps forward in the direction that you're, like, whatever your goals are. And I think that's one thing that I try to live by, is every day. I don't always have the same amount of energy from day to day.
Yep.
You know, so one day I might wake up and I feel great, other days I feel more tired, but every day I try to say, okay, what can I do today to try to, you know, have a positive impact. So I try to bring that with me to teaching, or to when I play music or interview, stuff like that. But it's really interesting being a teacher too, because, and I've said this before, I think I said this during my interview when I applied for some of these different jobs that I've had working in education, but I've always said, like, in terms of my philosophy as a teacher, you know, yeah, I teach science and social studies. Next year I'm actually teaching language arts, which is
really?
a combination of like writing and English.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I think that would be a good fit for you too.
I think it will too, yeah. I'll be able to, you know, use creative writing. But so next year I'm doing social studies and language arts. But my philosophy for teaching, it's the same no matter what content area I teach, whether I'm teaching music or phys ed or health or science. It's not about, for me, I would say a very small part of it is about the actual stuff that I'm teaching, about the content, about the science, about the social studies, about juggling, about whatever it is that I'm teaching. But for me, it's more about, okay, how can I help these middle school kids get to know themselves a little bit better? How can they learn to be more empathetic towards people? So more respectful of themselves and more respectful of others, and to just challenge them to you know, to grow and to learn about themselves, and then they can kind of like learn about where their interests lie. So if they have me in science, maybe they don't love science. They don't think of themselves as scientists, and they don't. But maybe there's something through a lesson or something in the class that they might learn over the course of the year where they learn about themselves, and then they can walk away at the end of the year and say, yeah, science isn't my favorite subject, but
I learned something.
But I learned something about myself, and I hope that they can take whatever it is that they learned. Maybe they learned about how to overcome obstacles. You know, so I had students this year, they worked on mousetrap cars, and they worked on solar cars.
So they actually had to make them?
Had to make these cars, yeah. So there's a lot of struggle, You got to have grit. You got to work through problems. And so my hope is that, yeah, some of the kids, maybe they love building the cars, but maybe some of the kids, they really had a hard time building the cars, but they're able to walk away and say, wow, despite the challenges that I faced, and the obstacles that I faced, and the barriers that I faced while trying to build these cars, I fought through it. Every day I came to school with a good attitude, and I tried to make alterations and modifications to try to do better. And in the end, maybe my product, my car, whatever, it wasn't what I had hoped it was, but I learned about myself through the process, and I hope that's why I'm a teacher. That's why I'm a teacher, because I want students to be able to learn that, so then they can take that with them into 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, high school, college if they choose college, or the business world if they go right into business. Because I think that's how you become a successful person. It's learning about yourself, and it's learning how to get knocked down,
and then back up,
and to climb back up, and then to try something new, and to get knocked down again,
and get back up,
and get knocked down and get back up. Because every day, I'm 38, every day I get knocked down. The only difference between me at 38 and 23 is that when I was 23, 24, 25, I'd get knocked down, and it might take me a month to get back up.
Yeah.
Because I might be like, I don't know if I can play guitar. I don't know if I can be a teacher. But now at 38, I know how this works now. I know how life works. I'm always going to, as long as I continue to live, 40, 50, 60, 80, 110, I'm going to keep getting knocked down, and I'm going to keep getting up. And that's how, I think that's how you, and I would consider myself mildly successful. I have a good career, and I'm working, and I'm doing what I want to do.
You're doing what you love.
But I haven't made it, you know what I mean? I haven't done anything spectacular, but I feel like as long as I continue to follow that kind of method where expect to get knocked down, expect to be denied, expect to reach out to a campground, hey, love to come entertain, expect to get no response, and that's okay. When I was 23 and that would happen, I would think, they don't like me, da-da-da-da-da. But now it's like, they're busy with their lives, they're trying to do their thing, and now you just keep
just like a
up.
few months ago, I think you wrote a song from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'll play it. Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't write it for.
Did you write it or?
I didn't really write it for McDonald's. I sent it to McDonald's just for kind of like just for fun after, just to see if anything would happen. But no, what I did was.
And then you posted a picture of the letter.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I sent him a letter. But what I did. Let me just tune this real quick. What I did was I had gone out to dinner.
So that's example of you getting right back up again. And
Yeah. But what I did, I went out to dinner, and my future father-in-law, his name's Lance, he was talking about, somehow we were talking about chicken nuggets. And he was saying how, I love chicken nuggets, and you know, and they're so good. And so I think I went home like that weekend, and I was sitting down, and this song, you know, I wrote it in a minute. You know, it didn't take me long to write.
Yeah.
And so, and I had chicken nuggets on my mind, and I was like, I kind of like chicken nuggets. So I wrote this stupid tune, and now I play it for kids, and they love it, you know? Yeah. But it's called Chicken Nuggets, and it goes... So it goes, oh, I like chicken nuggets, oh, I like chicken nuggets, 'cause they're good. Oh, do you like chicken nuggets? 'Cause if you don't like nuggets, well, you could. You probably should, 'cause they're so good. Oh, I dip my chicken nuggets in the sauce. Oh, I smother every piece in the barbecue grease because it's boss. Barbecue sauce, that sauce is boss. Oh, chicken nuggets, I mean, let's be real. They're no doubt my all-time favorite meal. Crispy, juicy, tasting oh so yummy. Spending time with me in my tummy. Oh, I like chicken nuggets, oh, I like chicken nuggets, 'cause they're good. And I get the kids to sing this.
Really?
Oh, do you like chicken nuggets? 'Cause if you don't like nuggets, well, you could. You probably should, 'cause they're so good. So that's a chicken nugget song.
That's cool.
But yeah, I wrote. I mean,
so that's an example of what you're talking about, like. You know.
Yeah. So like as like a joke, I was like, I'll send that to McDonald's. Maybe they'll I don't know. Maybe they'll play it in a commercial or something. And I got I was honestly what I got a letter in the mail from McDonald's like a week or two later, and I saw it when I checked my mailbox. I was like, and I knew. Like before I opened it, I knew what it said. Like I knew it wasn't, oh hey, we'd love the song and we want you to fly to New York and be, no, I knew it was a denial letter, but I just thought it was so cool that I got a somebody mailed me this generic denial letter, but it said like, hey Ben, thanks for, I think it even said thanks for sending us your song. I just thought it was kind of cool. But that's exactly my point is that.
And that's why I told people that point of, you wanted to do it, but you got knocked down, but you're still doing,
right.
You're still doing it. So.
Yeah, and that's what life's about. It's about, trying something, and maybe you're wildly successful at it, maybe you're not successful at all, or maybe you're somewhere in the middle, right?
Yep.
And that's typically where you are. Like the first time you try something, you're not going to be the best at it, you're probably not going to be the absolute worst, but you're somewhere in the middle. And if you like it, then don't worry about what the other people are saying or what maybe your internal thoughts are saying, like, I'm not good. Doesn't matter. Just if you like it, keep doing it. If you want to if you want to host a talk show, right? Then host a talk show, right? I remember when I was younger, I hated my voice.
Oh, I hate my voice.
I hated my singing voice.
I hate my voice when I leave messages for guests because it's like I don't like the sound of my own voice.
Right.
Like.
And what's really fascinating about that is, me too. I hate my singing voice. But I used to hate it a lot more. Now, I'm never going to be driving down the road and playing my music. I will never listen to my stuff. That's not going to happen. I don't like my stuff. I mean, I write it and I play it for people and I hope that they, find humor in it and they can enjoy it. But I don't like my music. But I don't hate my voice anymore. And for me, that's pretty incredible, because for years I was like recording stuff and I hated my voice. But now I record stuff and it's more like, I'm no Bruce Springsteen, or I'm no, whoever you like, but it's not the best voice and it's not the worst voice. It's probably somewhere in the middle. But I want to sing, so I keep singing.
Because you're creative. You want to get those creative juices out. So.
Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah, I over the winter I heard your Snow Day song. I think you.
I'd play it now if I remember all the chords, but I don't remember all the chords. I think
you linked it on your Facebook or something. But I heard it, I'm like,
I remember how it goes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, Snow Day, time to celebrate.
Because it was a really bad winter this year. Like every other day was like.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, okay, when can Ben come on? Because I know he's in school. So.
Oh yeah, snow days are weird because it's one of those
things. Because you guys
had
to make it up, right? You guys had to make all the snow days.
We were supposed to get out like June 14th. We ended up getting out. What's today? Thursday. We just got out on Monday, so June 25th.
Seems.
Yeah. But snow days are really interesting because it's one of those things where I love having a snow day. But then it gets to a point where you're like, another snow day? Like seriously, we're gonna be in school till July. So it's nice to have like one, or maybe like one or two spread out. Yeah, but you don't want to have like two in the same week or.
This year it seemed like it was bing and then bing another one and then bing another one. So it's like.
Yeah. So snow days, and I just bought a new house. Michelle and I we bought a 2-family house in Portland, and our driveway it's a good
that must be hard
35-degree incline, and so having to snow blow it, and it gets kind of icy. So every time there's a snow day, it's great. But I would say I spend 2.5 hours outside trying to clean up the driveway. So,
yeah.
But
summer's here now. So.
Yeah, I love the summer.
Surfing.
But now I got to mow the lawn though.
Yeah. I get to surf now, so.
Yeah. So tell me about that.
You've never heard about surfing? Well,
no, I haven't. I've seen pictures online.
What they do is they take a.
When you surf, do you listen to the Beach Boys?
No.
Do you know the Beach Boys?
Yes, I do. They take a regular beach chair. They strap it on the board, like with straps or whatever, and like there's 5 people on this side, 5 people on this side, and there's like little. I don't know if you call them buoy things, but they're on the surfboard, so that way you're level.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But sometimes you still tip over because it's just how it is with waves and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. So, a lot of balance.
So it's a good thing I'm not afraid of water.
When you go surfing, where do you typically surf?
In Kennebunk Beach.
Kennebunk Beach.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you see other surfers out there?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other kids that surf.
Has anybody ever come and talked with you, like after you're out of the water, and they're like, "Wow, that's pretty incredible that you're out there surfing"?
Not really, because most of the kids that are there are like me or kind of like me, like have other abilities.
Oh, okay. So there's like multiple people.
Yeah, there's like
who are surfing in chairs.
Well, not necessarily chairs. It could be other disabilities.
Okay.
But yeah, one side. Because there's a ramp, so all of us people in wheelchairs go on one side, and all of the kids go on the other side of the beach. So it's like split up.
Yeah.
So that way.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's I just think it's great.
But it's a really good program.
You should have these guys bring their cameras down someday, and they can do like a live. You could put the surfboard like sticking in the sand in the background. You got like a radio, like a boom box with an iced tea, and you're wearing like a Hawaiian shirt or something.
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
We've actually done that on the mountains. Like Brett came with me. I think it was the first or second time I went skiing.
Yep.
He brought his camera, and we did like a interview on the snow. It was really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your show is great. I'm always amazed at all the different stuff. All the different topics that you cover, just the many different people that you interview. And I don't know. I think people love being on your show. I've never talked with anybody. I don't think I've talked with anybody other than.
I know. I tried to get Matt Matt back on, but
Matt.
But then he was like, I have a new baby coming, and I was like, okay. I was like,
he's a busy guy. Yeah, he's got
I think he still teaches at the school, right?
Well, he owns a music school in Portland. He and another guy, they run a music school in Portland called the Midcoast School of Music.
Because that was we got a lot of good feedback from when we did the Christmas concert. Yeah, we got a lot of good feedback.
Yeah.
Like we play it every year.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what did he play? Some Christmas tunes?
Yeah, he brought
Did we sing something? Did he play something? I sang something. I'm trying. Did something like that happen?
He played stuff, and you just brought your book. Like you were in here with us.
Okay.
Then when I said it was story time, then you came and read the story with your hat on.
Oh, I read
a
Christmas story.
And
yes. Like
and
maybe
he played music while you were.
That's right.
Yes.
That was cool.
That one has a really good feedback on it.
Yeah.
We play it every.
Well, that's something that's actually really fun to do. Sometimes, and I've done this before as like gifts to people, but what I'll do is I'll buy them a book. So like I'll buy like a children's book.
Yeah.
And then I'll record myself reading the book.
Yep.
And I'll add some background piano.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
And then
it's kind of like what we did on the show.
Yeah, and then I'll send them like a CD or an MP3, and so then like if they want to, so like the mom or dad, they can read the book to their son or daughter.
Yep.
But if not, they can like listen to it while they turn the pages of the book.
That's
so
really
it's kind of cool. Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was on 207 a couple months ago.
That's awesome.
That was terrifying though, because I'm like, okay, you're supposed to film me while I'm doing my own show. Like, I just they came to me,
here,
so
right?
I was like,
look at that. Like they're like, you know what? We're gonna come to you. Like you've made it when 207 is. They're like, we're gonna come to you. We're gonna come to your studio.
But it was funny because I said after you interview me, can I interview you? Like, so he came on the show like 2 months after my interview, because I'm like, roles are gonna be reversed. Put me in the hot seat. I'm gonna put you in the hot seat. So.
Yeah, I think that's great. That is so cool. Yeah, I saw some of I didn't see it when it aired on TV, but I went online and I watched some of the videos.
Yeah, they still have it online. Actually, they keep it online.
Yeah.
So.
Very, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like terrified, like, cause I'm like, I'm used to like.
Be yourself.
I'm like, but I was just like, okay, this is like going on national TV. Like I'm just like.
I know. What's next? What's what maybe like the Jimmy? You should be on Jimmy Fallon.
No, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool, right?
I want to go on Ellen though.
Ellen.
Then you know.
She's been on TV for a while, right?
Yeah, Ellen has been on TV.
I remember when I lived in California. I lived in San Diego, but I took a ride one time up to San Fran and around the state. And I remember I went to Burbank because when I was like in high school. Well, so when I was in like middle school and high school, I wanted to, like the first thing I wanted to, like if I could pick any dream job, professional baseball player, which that didn't work out. And then for a while I was like, oh, maybe I could be on Saturday Night Live. I thought like that show, I don't watch it anymore, but I feel like, man, that would be such a cool show to work on. But then when I was like in high school, I remember I really liked Jay Leno. I liked how he did a little stand up. Hey, how you doing? He did like his voice and his. And then
he have his own show too.
Yeah, the Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and it was on TV at like 11 that night or 11:30. But I remember what I really liked about his show was that, he was he was the host of the show, and he would have people on the show, and he'd just interview them and sit and talk with them. And I was thinking like, man, that'd be such a cool job to like meet famous people. I don't think I'd like it anymore, but when I was younger, I thought it'd be cool. Now I wouldn't want to do it, but to like meet famous actors and actresses and musicians and to just kind of interview them, and I thought that would be neat. But that's why I ended up driving to Burbank when I was 23, and I remember when I was in Burbank, I saw the Tonight Show studio, and I saw the right next to it there was the Ellen studio too.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting because it's like it wasn't what I expected. I was expecting it to be like this beautiful place in California. It was more like this kind of industrial town where there was like lots of warehouses and big buildings, and so this is where they film the shows.
That's cool. Yeah, I want to go on Ellen someday. So.
Yeah, I think you can.
That's my next goal.
Yeah.
But.
You know what I want to do someday? I would love to. I would love to like meet Adam Sandler.
Oh my God, he's so funny. I love him.
Yeah, I would just love to like have a cup of coffee with him, you know, or shoot hoops with him for a half hour.
I have like all his movies, no joke.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of his movies in a long time, but when I was like 6th grade through probably like 12 years old to 19 or so, I really liked his style. Yeah. And definitely that's part of the reason why I learned how to play guitar and write little funny tunes, because I really liked what he did. But I'd love to. That'd be so cool. Have a cup of coffee with him sometime. Yeah. And
I liked his. I think it's called Big Daddy, something like that.
Yeah.
He was in like.
I haven't seen his movies.
But that's my favorite movie that he's in.
I like what's the golf one? Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
That was my favorite. But that's.
And Grown Ups. The Grown Ups one is pretty funny too.
Yeah. When I was in middle school, and so I don't even know if this was like. This shows how old I am. But when I was in middle school, I remember like my friends and I, we had one of my friends. He had a tape. It was an Adam Sandler tape.
Oh, that's right, because he does comedy too, right?
Yeah, and he had like little silly songs. He had like the Lunch Ladyland songs, and I remember like listening to that tape at my friend's house, and just thinking it was so funny, just different little skits that he would do. And so like all the movies that he's in now, I think the last movie I saw him in was The Wedding Singer, and that came out.
Oh my God, that came out a long time ago.
Yeah, but so I don't really watch his movies anymore. But I know what he does, and what he does is he writes and produces movies, and he stars in them sometimes. And he always has his friends in them.
Yeah, that's
the best part.
What I was just gonna say.
That's the best part. That's why I like him, because if he always hired other people and he was trying to make like great movies to win awards, I wouldn't like him.
Every single movie he has
the same people.
Right.
And that to me is a great example of success and knowing when you have something good, because again, I don't know the guy, but he knows he's not going to be winning Oscars for creating these wonderful movies. He has his thing. And what's in his wheelhouse is creating funny movies for people ages, I don't know, we'll say 13 to 50 or 60 or whatever. And so what's so cool about it is he knows what he's good at, and he knows what he's not good at, and he does what he's good at. And what he's good at is creating funny movies. Yeah. And what's so great about it is that he incorporates his friends in all the movies. Yeah. Because he's hanging out with his friends, and that's what he wants to do. He just happens to be making movies while hanging out with his friends. Yeah. And that's a good life.
Yeah, even my dad notices like every time he's in a movie, he's like, that's one of his friends. I'm like, right. Yeah,
but like imagine that, like picture that. So like rather than being on a set and filming a movie where you have all these people around who you don't know, he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hang out with people who I don't know or don't want to be around. I want to hang out with my friends, and these are my friends. This guy, this woman, this person. So here's the movie. It's going to be about this vacation here, whatever, and we got to figure out how we're going to incorporate my friends in this movie. And so they all get to make, he makes a very good living, but then all of his friends are able to make a good living and
also
make some
at
movies.
The same time.
Yeah, and I just think that's great. I mean, if I had the opportunity to make movies or something one day and I could incorporate all my friends, that's a good way to do it. What a great way to live, because that's all we want to do anyway, is hang out with our
that's one of the coolest things I think of when he does movies, is he always has somebody in there that he knows or friends with. Yeah. So
I'd love to be, that would be, so if I could have coffee with him one day and just talk to him about that, that'd be cool. But even cooler if I could play like a small part, a small role in one of his movies. If he's like, you want to you can be the school janitor. Here you go, here's a mop. So we just want you to walk by and whistle and just clean up this milk. I'd be like, great. And I could be in the movie and I could say, I met Adam Sandler, who was an inspiration to me when I was a young kid. And I was in his movie for 5 seconds there in that scene. That would be great, That would be great. That'd be great, but we'll see. Yeah.
Can you play us a couple songs?
Yeah, I'll play a song. So let's see. Play a song. I tell you, I'm getting married.
Yes.
I'm getting married in August.
That's awesome. Yeah, because you were engaged.
Crazy. Engaged, getting married.
Yeah. House.
Got 2 dogs. Got 2 dogs.
You're moving up in the world.
It's crazy. Yeah, I'm getting old. I'll be 39 in the fall. So, I'm just gonna sing this one. Oh, Ashley asked me if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song for her awesome show. It's the Awesome Ashley Show. The Awesome Ashley Show. Ba-da-da, ba-da-ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da. Oh, Ashley asked me if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song for her awesome show.
I remember you doing that a long time ago for me.
I like that. It's kind of a catchy tune. I kind of like that. And I love the title, The Awesome Ashley Show. Mm-hmm. Like you're not, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? Not, you're not lacking confidence at all. You're like, no, I'm awesome, and this is an awesome show, and I'm awesome, Ashley, and that's just, so yeah. All right, so let's see if I can. That's the thing about writing songs. When you write songs, especially when you get old like me, I always forget.
The lyrics.
Well, I forget the lyrics, but I forget the melody too. Let's see if I remember this one. Okay, so years ago I wrote a Mother's Day song.
Oh yes, I remember.
And,
I heard that one.
And I always felt bad because I never wrote a Father's Day song.
So did you write a Father's Day song now?
I kind of did, yeah. I had a gig last weekend, and it was Father's Day last weekend, and I played at a campground in New Hampshire called Loons.
Did your dad come with you or
No. It's called Loons Haven Family Campground in New Hampshire. I don't know what part, I forgot. But so there were people there and parents and adults, and so I wrote a Father's Day song, and so I was trying to think of like an angle to write the song, because I wanted to kind of be stupid and funny and maybe entertaining.
Yeah.
And so what I did was my dad, I asked him one time, I was like, Dad, if it's Father's Day, it's coming up soon, if you could have anything in the world, what would you want? Like, what would you want for Father's Day? And he said, anything? And I said, yeah, anything. And he said, well, I'd like a new truck. And so I wrote this song. So this is what my dad said. My dad said, this Father's Day, I'd like a truck, 'cause I'm a dad and want a truck. I'm a man, and I work hard, I need a truck. Oh, this Father's Day, I want a truck.
That's cool.
That's what my dad said to me, and then I said this to my dad. And I said, Dad, you're out of luck. I can't afford a brand new truck. But you're a dad, my dad, a really great dad. You deserve a truck. But this year I got you aftershave and a tie and some socks. And Dad said, son, well, ain't that nice? It smells so good, that fresh Old Spice. It's a gift, a really nice gift, oh, that's for sure. I'll place it here with all the others in my drawer. To all the dads we can't ignore the role you play and so much more. To the dads, to the stepdads, I'd like to say, oh, wishing all of you Happy Father's Day. So that's the Happy Father's Day song I played, and I played at the campground, and there were some dads there, and they thought that was kind of funny.
That's cool.
Because I feel like dads sometimes they I don't know, they need to receive some credit too, because I feel like lots of Lots of great dads out there. So yeah, anyways, that's a Father's Day tune I wrote.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you play that for your dad?
I did. I played it for him one time. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was kind of funny. Yeah.
It kind of has a ring to it.
Yeah. Yeah. When I write songs now, I try to. I don't know. I try to.
You got to write one for Gus now, though.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have any ideas, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about. I'm working on a song about Tom Brady too. It's about how I bump into Tom Brady at Whole Foods Market in Portland, and he's with he's with his wife Giselle, and he's shopping for groceries, and and so it's kind of like it's a song about eating healthy, about making healthy choices, and so yeah.
Yeah, because he'd be a good fit for that. Because obviously, when you're a football player, you have to eat healthy.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can keep up.
Yeah. Yep. You want to sing a song?
Do I want to sing a song?
Yeah. You want to sing? No?
I'm not good at singing, but I can
We can make up a song for the Steves.
For the
No?
Steves.
Next time?
Next time.
All right, next time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime.
I know you have to get to your gig because you have a gig.
I have a gig today.
At
Kenny
2
Buck.
o'clock.
Yeah. I'm gonna play some tunes. I'm gonna teach the kids how to juggle, play my guitar, try to, I don't know, try to inspire them, so hopefully maybe inspire them to reach for their goals too.
Hopefully you can get them to sing because you said that they sing along.
Yeah, when I play, what I usually try to do, and I've gotten better at this, and it's still like when you entertain kids, it's like I'm always learning. I'm learning what works, what doesn't work. I remember the first time that I performed for kids. Trying to remember
were they like crazy? Like
yeah. Well, I don't know if they were crazy. I know that I was crazy because I was so anxious performing for them, and I just was so self-conscious of, I hope I don't mess up the lines. I hope I don't play the wrong chord. I hope, and so I was like really, really anxious and stressed out about it. But over time, I've learned, well, kids are paying attention, but they're not paying attention quite like you might think they're paying attention. And so I realized it's not about me performing, it's about the kids having a good time. And so I mess up all the time when I'm playing. Sometimes I'll play the wrong chord or I'll forget a line. But I don't really stress out about it, and I just kind of keep playing. But usually what I do now is I get them incorporated. So I'm much more conscious about them as an audience than I am about myself as a performer. So
that way you're not focused on, am I gonna get wrong?
Yeah, we do. So at the beginning we stretch out, we take deep breaths, we practice singing, and then I play a song. I usually teach them some lyrics about a song. Sometimes I have them clap. Sometimes I have a juggling song where
you interact with them. So
exactly. Yeah, interact with them a lot, and then usually what I do is halfway into the show or so I'll talk about my juggling song, and I'll play that because somebody taught me how to juggle. A guy from New York named Joseph, he taught me how to juggle, and then I play that song, and I get the kids to juggle, and then I bring out scarves, and I teach them how to juggle, and yeah, and that's where I kind of incorporate the trying something and failing, or trying something and not being as good as you might have hoped at first, but that's okay. You get knocked down, you get back up. You get knocked down, you get back up. You always continue to try, to
awesome.
Put forth a good effort.
That's a good way to look at things.
Yeah, yeah. So so gig today. Yeah.
But I remember you writing this when I was 18. Now I'm gonna be 28 in October. That's crazy.
October, yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I found the book, and I found the lyrics to my 18th birthday song. And I was like, man, I'm old now.
Oh, wow. This is when I lived in Biddeford. I live in Portland now. That's funny. Yeah, I remember all these. Where's the song? Oh, it's right here.
Yep.
Yeah. Nick Lachey. He's got a nice chest.
Yep.
Yes, yeah. He must be 45 or so now.
He's got 3 kids now.
Don't eat too much cake because you get a tummy ache. Okay, yeah, see? I can see the, that right there, man. Hold on to that. That's going to be... That's going to be a value. No, I don't know if that'll ever be valuable, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's neat to look at some of this old stuff here.
Yeah, that's why I brought it. I'm like, I have to show him this.
That was at that. Where was that? I remember where it was. It was at
they surprised me. They
Yeah, where did they surprise you? Was it in Saco?
It was Saco somewhere.
I remember.
It was a hall.
It was a hall. Yeah, I remember being there, but I forgot. I remember they gave me the address.
And then someone's coming. I'm like, who's that? No one told me.
You thought it was gonna be Nick Lachey.
No.
You were like, oh, and then I walked through the door, and you're like, eh.
But now it's not Nick Lachey, it's Andy Grammer. So.
Oh yeah, you've told me about him, Andy Grammer.
But anyway, thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
I will let you get to your gig.
Thank you.
Gig for the, Kennebunk.
Thank you. Yeah, it should be good. It's gonna be fun. Kennebunk Free Library it's called, and hopefully there's a good turnout of kids, and we'll get some people juggling and sing some funny tunes, and
yeah, Arnie Carroll volunteers there, so I don't know if you've met her, but she volunteers at the.
I'll keep an eye out for Carol. Is her name?
Yep.
I will say hello if she's there.
I don't think she's there today, but.
Okay.
She's coming to the concert with us on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
So.
Nice.
But anyway, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Absolutely. Anytime. Next summer.
Next summer.
Pencil me in. I'll play my Tom Brady song next summer, and I'll work on some other songs too.
And you have to come up with a song for Romo too.
Romo?
The pug.
All right.
My pug.
I could do that. Yeah, I got to come up with a song for Gus.
He's a black pug.
Yeah, dogs are the best.
Mm-hmm.
They're so much fun. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure. It's always a blast.
Thank you for writing your theme song from my show.
Absolutely.
A long time ago.
Absolutely.
And we play it every time I have a show.
That's like my favorite song I think that I've ever written. Yeah, I think it's catchy and it's
It's definitely catchy because every time I hear it,
Yeah.
I sing along.
Yeah, it's a catchy song. Yeah, yeah. I like to write little catchy tunes that get stuck in people's heads. Whether they like them or not, it doesn't matter. Like, I just want them to get stuck in their head.
Yeah.
You know, because they're like, that song, I can't get that song.
Well, that's definitely one that gets stuck in my head.
Yeah. Well, I sang the Chicken Nugget song one time to my students. And no, I take that back. I sang it at an elementary school in Kennebunk, and then a month later, a student that I have asked me, they said, did you go play, or did you sing the Chicken Nugget song for this school, you know, for the elementary school in Kennebunk? I said, yeah, why? And they said, because my brother was singing it yesterday afternoon. Oh, so like her little brother was like singing the song, and I was like, oh, that's it. I was like he was just singing it? Like, was he listening to it? She's like, no.
He was singing it.
It was just stuck in his head from like a month before. So he was singing the Chicken Nugget song.
Well, that must make you feel good.
It does, yeah. It makes me feel good that people sing my tunes. Yeah. So anyway.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations on getting married.
Thank you very much.
I'm so happy for you, and you got a new house and two new kids, dogs.
Yep. Dogs, house, getting married.
You're up in the world.
Now I just need to get a truck.
Yep.
Learn how to use the saw, because this saw, I almost chopped my finger off yesterday.
But anyway, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the show and catching up with Ben.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, see you soon. Bye.
Ashley asked me if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song for her awesome show. Her show is cool and it's lots of fun, so get your popcorn ready, everyone. Who will she interview on her show today? The Jonas Brothers or Nick Lachey? It's the Awesome Ashley Show. The Awesome Ashley Show. The Awesome Ashley Show. La 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 la. Ashley asked me if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song.